Hi, y'all. It's Becky Jones Springer. I'm here in Portland, Oregon. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. I just got back from a long concert weekend at the Gorge seeing Brandy Carlisle for her birthday. It was wild. It was wonderful. And I'm back in my studio and I want to do a tarot reading and some more painting. So join me for a sketchbook ritual. I paint this painting and I interpret 3 tarot cards. Hi, y'all. Welcome back for another sketchbook ritual. I am once again pulling 3 tarot cards, giving you an interpretation as I paint this sketchbook, and using this to help me delve deeper into decks, show you what decks I've been using. And I love this ritual. I love this practice that I've integrated into my daily sketchbook. So I pulled 3 cards. This time I was intentional about this reading as being a past, present, future reading. And the deck I'm using is one of my favorites. It's by a local Portland, Oregon artist that I just love their work. It's the Many Queens Tarot deck, and it's by Letty Jane Makes. And Letty says that this deck is proudly queer and it was developed to be more inclusive of definitions of femininity, beauty, and body image. And it's all Letty's original black and white drawings and interpretations. Again, it's a deck, it's gorgeous, and I return to it again and again. I love the artwork in this deck. So the cards I pulled this time for past, I pulled the High Priestess reversed. And then present, I did the Fool upright. And then future, I pulled the Sun upright. And this is wild. These are 3, it's always wild to me when I do 3 major arcana pulls all at once. What's also wild to me is that I have done so many readings of late with different decks, and this first card, the High Priestess, keeps showing up. It keeps showing up again and again and again, whether it's a 1 card pull, multi card pull. So it really feels like this message of the High Priestess is really resonant in these interpretations. So the way I read it is a past High Priestess position reversed. And the High Priestess is once again related to the moon. It's related to water energy. It's related to my intuition and dreams and the unconscious. And so, unlike the sun, the moon teaches us to navigate when we have partial knowledge. And I'm seeing this again as a reversal, as not something bad, but as something that's blocked or something that I need to look into more. And with a queer feminist interpretation, I'm reading this card as I have been giving away my authority and my wisdom, and I've been taught not to trust my own instincts and to think about the power that I have in my own unconscious, my own internal intuition, and the wisdom that I have. So I'm reading this entire reading as a really reminder in self trust and whose voices have I taught to prioritize over my own? Maybe I've been, for sure, I have been taught to think of myself as too much or too emotional or too intuitive, and reclaiming authority in my own story and thinking about what I know and how powerful what I know is without relying on the knowledge of, well, I'm always going to be influenced by the knowledge of others, but knowing that my knowledge is also really important. So a reminder. And I think about this in terms of my art practice. I thought for so long that I was just doing art for fun. I mean, for years and years, I've been painting for over a decade now. And for the first couple years of that, I didn't feel fully seen as an artist. I didn't fully acknowledge myself as an artist. And so that also comes up in this past position as finally I can literally remember the time that I first called myself an artist and felt liberated to say I am an artist. And so really feeling empowered. I'm an artist. You're an artist. I think that a lot of times we think of who gets to claim the title of being an artist as people who have more um, power, more authority, more training. And that's not true. I think we are all artists. And that's part of the work. My work and my purpose is helping us realize that we are all artists and that it's really powerful and really enlightening and really um, just really magnificent when I watch other people be able to reclaim that title. So in the present, I have the Fool tarot card, and the Fool is represented by air and Uranus, and it represents, I love the Fool card. I think of as this mischievous trickster. Oftentimes, they're like outside of society, they're the rebel, the wanderer, seeking new adventure, new beginnings. They're really open. They're really willing to take a leap. They're really innovative. They're radical. Again, I love the Fool card. It's it's a card that I resonate with. And I don't think of the Fool as ignorant, but I think of the Fool as willing. Um and I think of the Fool, I love the idea in my present as the Fool in a present scenario that's not doesn't have to ask for permission, is just doing it. And it might not work out, but the power comes from the doing and the experimentation and the self-determination. It represents um, freedom. And I love that right now. I think that's what I'm doing right now in my art is I'm developing online classes. I'm doing these YouTube videos. I'm creating a lot of different art, doing these sketchbook practices daily. I don't know always what for. I don't know where it's going to land. I don't know who I'm speaking to. There's not a written script for me. I'm doing it a lot of times on my own, but I'm doing it with the idea of possibility and not predicting an outcome and just to be really present. Nothing is certain. I quit my job to be a full-time artist almost 4 years ago, and nothing was certain when I did that, and I did it because I was sick of thinking about what couldn't work out, but I really wanted to start focusing on what could work out, and it's just really living in the uncertainty and the idea of possibility, which is a beautiful way to be. It's scary place to be, but a really beautiful place to be as well. Next, my card for the future is this is a great card in this position. I mean, what a great card to pull for my future card. The Sun card is represents the sun itself. It's fire, it's visibility, it's success, it's joy. I love that joy is so much associated with the sun card. I love that I pulled this as the future as I'm going into the summer. And I'm looking at all the possibilities and all the things I want to create for summer. I'm leaving in a couple weeks to teach a retreat in France. And what more? Like what more could I have to look forward to is being in community and teaching painting and getting to travel to France to do what I love. The sun represents taking up space without apology. It's not shrinking, it's not erasing myself, it's not making myself smaller for others people's comfort. I'm really thinking about it as like living my truest purpose without shrinking and without apology, and just really leaning into a lot of self-expression and living freely and fully, and what could happen if I stopped shrinking myself and started living brighter and more with more aliveness. So again, the high priestess is saying, what wisdom do I have that's already here that I can tune into? How can I tune in more into my intuition? The fool is saying just to leap and to trust it. Again, self trust comes up in each one, to move with it, to not always think before I leap, and to think about possibility. And then the sun is allowing myself to be fully seen. What part of myself can I show to others and feel really confident in? So, again, this is a beautiful reading with all the past, present, future, feeling really, it feels really resonant for right now. And I think this sketchbook that I'm doing right now also feels, my whole art practice also feels in tune with that. So I'm showing up each day in my sketchbook practice without a plan, thinking about what are the possibilities, how can I lean more into my own intuition. And then now that I'm sharing these in this long form YouTube videos with you as I interpret this tarot reading, how can I share what I've kept for the last year in this private journal? And now I'm sharing my interpretations and my art with you in this form. It feels really vulnerable to do that. And it feels really liberating. And I'm allowing myself to be fully seen. And my hope is that you will do the same, and that we get to show up and share with each other. I'd love to hear more of what you're working on, more of your interpretations for these spreads. I mean, I would really, really love to hear your interpretations and how you interpret these three cards that I've pulled for yourself. I'm thinking of these readings as not just for me, but as tools as well for you, just as you're looking at how I'm doing art and learning from how I do art, you're learning from each other as we do these interpretations. I listen to podcasts around tarot. Listen to podcasts around astrology, and I learn from others. It's how my practice has grown in both art and in reading tarot. So help us learn from each other. So share your interpretations. Show me what you're painting. Leave any comments. I'd love to hear what you're working on. And happy painting. I'll be back soon with another sketchbook ritual.